Imagine a tragedy that shook the nation, leaving 72 people dead and hundreds displaced, only for those responsible to continue living in luxury. The Grenfell Tower fire was a horrifying disaster, and as the inquiry unfolded, it revealed not only the devastating negligence of corporate giants but also a shocking truth. The wealthy executives behind the deadly refurbishment continued to thrive financially. From an Aston Martin driving director to an executive who bought a €7.5 million mansion just a year after the inferno, these fat cat bosses are under fire as more sickening details emerge. The inquiry into the Grenfell Tower disaster has exposed a deeply troubling corporate culture within the construction industry. Companies like Arconic, Celotex, Kingspan, and Ryden are at the center of the scandal, responsible for the materials and decisions that turned a simple refurbishment into a deadly blaze. These firms were supposed to ensure safety, yet emails and internal documents show that profits came first. Arconic, the manufacturer of the highly flammable cladding that accelerated the Grenfell fire, knew for years about the dangerous nature of their product. Internal emails revealed that Arconic deliberately sold its more hazardous cladding in the UK, where regulations were weaker. Executives admitted to misleading customers about the safety of their products, yet they faced little personal consequence. Arconic's former CEO, Tim Myers, made millions from stock sales even as the company fought legal battles over the disaster. Celotex, which supplied insulation for Grenfell, also played a central role in the tragedy. Despite knowing their product released toxic gases when burned, the company manipulated fire safety tests to make it appear safe. The inquiry found that Celotex engaged in a dishonest scheme to deceive customers, but again, those at the top profited handsomely. The company's CEO pocketed millions while their dangerous insulation contributed to the deaths of 72 people. Kingspan, another key player, marketed its insulation product as safe for high-rise buildings, even though internal tests had shown otherwise. The inquiry revealed that Kingspan executives joked about lying in their marketing materials, showing a complete disregard for the safety of residents. Despite this, Kingspan's billionaire founder continued to thrive, living a life of luxury while Grenfell survivors struggled to rebuild their lives. Ryden, the lead contractor for the Grenfell refurbishment, chose cost-cutting over safety, switching to cheaper, more dangerous materials. Their complacency and failure to properly manage the project were highlighted in the inquiry, yet Ryden's top director enjoyed a lavish lifestyle, complete with luxury cars and a £3 million mansion. The inquiry showed that Ryden's decision-making was driven by profit, not by a concern for human life. The inquiry laid bare the unethical actions of these companies, but the lack of accountability for those at the top is perhaps the most shocking part of this tragedy. These executives, who continue to rake in millions, represent a system that prioritizes profits over people, leaving the Grenfell victims and their families to bear the burden of their negligence. The Grenfell Tower fire wasn't just a tragedy, it was the result of greed, negligence, and a corporate culture that put profits above safety. As more revelations come to light, the anger grows, not just at the companies involved, but at the entire system that allowed this to happen. While the bosses of these firms continue to live in luxury, the survivors and families of the victims are left asking, where's the justice? The fight for accountability is far from over, and we will continue to follow every development in this ongoing story. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth coverage of the issues that matter.